You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa. The two other people involved in the Babylon body parts case were in court today. Sherry Einhorn reports.
All four suspects in the Babylon body parts case, plus the victims whose remains were found dismembered and scattered across Long Island, were involved in planning an armed robbery at this Copay gas station, according to the Suffolk District Attorney. The prosecutor said that robbery is connected to the killings, which happened 7 days later. The knife allegedly used during the robbery is the same one prosecutors said was used by Jeffrey Mackey to stab the victims in this home on Railroad Avenue in Amityville, where all six were living. Mackey and Nieves pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder charges along with conspiracy and are facing possible life in prison if convicted. According to the DA's office, Brown, Mackey, and Nieves all plan to kill the couple. Brown pleaded not guilty to conspiracy and robbery today. Wallace pleaded not guilty to a robbery charge. In court today, prosecutors said the gas station robbery and the killings were intrinsically intertwined.
I can't define that view anymore because I haven't seen, the reasons why they're saying that.
I can't address that at this time. These are new charges, these robbery charges. We don't have discovery on those, and we're not sure how or what the prosecutor is referring to when she says that they're entwined with the murder charge.
Human remains were first discovered by a high school student the end of February in a Babylon park. All four defendants are accused of chopping up the bodies using meat cleavers and other sharp objects before disposing of them.
I don't think there was a whole lot of thought behind this dismembering. I don't think it was from a law enforcement standpoint, I don't think it was a very prudent plan or smart plan, but it was a plan that they undertook, and fortunately they did, because it certainly allowed us to figure out what was going on a lot quicker.
All four are due back in court in early June. In Riverhead, I'm Sherry Einhorn for Newsday TV.
State officials say radar scans show there might be another object buried at Bethpage Community Park. Now, 16 chemical drums have already been removed from the former Grumman Aerospace dumping ground. A community rally will take place outside Bethpage Public Library on Thursday for the park's battlefield to be cleaned and reopened. And monthly LIRR tickets are getting discounted by 10%, but not for commuters coming from Long Island stations. It said it's going to affect those traveling between the 5 boroughs starting in July. Now, the MTA says it's meant to encourage using public transportation as congestion pricing starts up at the end of June. And a fourth ferry is coming to Port Jefferson. The Bridgeport and Port Jefferson Steamboat Company says the new vessel, called the Long Island, will hold about 120 cars and is expected to start operating in late fall. Now, this comes as fares increase on Friday, starting at about $4 more per ticket. And get ready to bet big at Dave & Buster's. That's right, customers 18 and older will be able to place bets on arcade games through the restaurant's app. Now, there will be limits on how much people can bet, but D&Bs have not said how much. The betting company creating the feature says betting will arrive in the next few months. Major ice concerns are heating up for Montauk fishermen. Drew Scott explains how this could impact your dining experience in a story you'll see only in Newsday.
Freshly caught fish from Montauk, a diner's dream. But to get it to a New York City or a Long Island dinner table 100 miles or more west, a 3-hour drive away, requires this: ice, and lots of it. Commercial fishermen we talk to say without ice, they cannot fish.
We can't fish without ice. Yeah, there's ice and fuel. So it would push our boats that pack out here now commercially and recreationally to go to Connecticut.
Commercial fishermen say the only Montauk ice provider at Gosman's Dock is selling its business, leaving the aging and sometimes out-of-service ice-making machine in question. That could spell disaster for this fishing fleet. Some of these professional skippers need up to 30 tons of ice a day for every trip to sea, sometimes 200 tons a week for the local fleet.
If we can't get ice in Montauk, it'll severely damage our fleet and disincentivize fishermen from working here.
Many members of the fishing fleet, numbering about 100 boats, believe the only viable solution may be to get the help of federal, state, or county officials, because the cost of replacing the only supplier of ice could cost around $2 million.
New York will lose the business because the boats will go to other states to get the ice. They'll go to Connecticut or they'll go to Rhode Island.
We're just hoping to save the commercial fishing industry for generations to come. Our kids want to be fishermen, and we have 3 generations of fishermen on our dock, and we're hoping to save it not only for ourselves but for the entire community.
The potential for losing ice making is sending a chill throughout this fleet in Montauk. Drew Scott for Newsday TV.
It's a tough situation. Let's read more about the Montauk ice concerns. Go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Believe it or not, you can sample exotic food from around the world, and it's all in one place. Plus, it's just a short drive away. Scott Vogel takes us there.
For 9 seasons, most Saturday nights from April to October, adventurous eaters from near and far have traveled to the world's borough, Queens, and the site of the 1939 World's Fair to taste the world's fair.
This is like a calamari ball.
Oh yeah. Yum. I can hear your objections from here. Since when is a food festival, even a great one, an adventure?
Answer: when you challenge yourself to eat nothing you've ever eaten before.
It's Sudanese flavors in the meat, the way the meat is done, and then also the layers are much thinner.
And press the vendors for travel tips.
So if you've never been to Sudan, you have to go visit Meroe. And a fun fact, Sudan actually has more pyramids than in Egypt.
It's made of rice flour, coconut milk, and grated coconut, and then we put a little bit of sugar on top and we brulee it like creme brulee.
Hit me right between the eyes. I do love that. What's the one thing I can't miss?
If you want to avoid the touristy spot, you should go to Lombok. Lombok is just a boat right away from Bali.
So you bring the tea leaves here from your country?
From my country, yes.
Right.
So we ordered the fresh chili, and then we ferment it in here as well.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How interesting. I love it crunchy with the nuts, and then
yes.
Yeah, it's a nice combination.
I recommend you to go to see the Bagan. It's been a long time, more than 1,000 years. There is like a very old temple. It's like a more than 10,000 temple in there.
Like any great adventure, your trip to Queens will come with challenges. And I don't mean finding new great foods to try.
The lemongrass is so good.
But navigating the crowds to get to them. So why is it all worth it?
I can't imagine what this tastes like.
To experience the fun and thrill of the unknown.
The pizza the way it should be. No tomato sauce. And the cheese and the ground beef.
To take the cheapest of trips around the world.
No dish is more than $6.
And because when in Queens,
it's the one thing you gotta see.
For more on Scott's adventures, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box on our homepage.
Now let's take a look at your somewhat cloudy Long Island weather. You can see what I'm talking about here. We have showers at night with those clouds, and tomorrow we do have some showers to start off the day. Now take a closer look at tomorrow. Those are the clouds I'm still talking about. You can see we have cloud cover all day with a bit of a wet start to our day as well. And take a look at your 7-day forecast. It looks like Sunday we have some rain, but just clouds following us all throughout the week.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Fire Island Ferries.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Buffa. Thank you so much for joining us.